There are moments in life when the weight of the world feels too heavy, when challenges stack up higher than your strength can manage, and when your heart aches for relief. In these times, you don't have to carry it all alone. There is a truth so powerful, so transformative, that it can lift every burden, heal every wound, and restore every broken dream. God's mercy is here for you, right now. It's not distant or reserved for some future moment. It's available today, ready to embrace you just as you are. God's mercy is the very expression of His love, an infinite, unchanging force that doesn't depend on your perfection, your achievements, or even your struggles. It doesn't waver when you falter, and it doesn't diminish when you doubt. Mercy flows from God's heart to yours, not as a reward but as a gift, an eternal reminder that you are cherished beyond measure. No matter where you've been, no matter what you've done, His mercy is here to hold you, guide you, and carry you through. God's mercy is not something you need to earn or wait for in some distant future. It is always present, always available, and always right here with you. The very essence of mercy is that it is unconditional and not based on your actions or deeds, but simply on God's eternal love for you. It is an invitation to rest, to trust, and to open yourself up to the flow of divine grace that is always there to embrace you. When you fully understand and accept that God's mercy is always with you, a sense of peace washes over your life. You no longer feel isolated or alone, because you know that God is right here, walking with you through every moment, every challenge, and every joy. We feel as though we have to prove ourselves, as though we need to justify our existence through our actions, successes, and outward appearances. But in the light of God's mercy, these thoughts begin to fall away. God's mercy is not conditional. It does not wait for you to become good enough or to perform at a certain level. It is simply there, always available, always embracing you for who you truly are. It is a gift given freely and with love, not because of your perfection, but because of the Creator's deep love for you. When you begin to fully accept that mercy is available to you in every moment, something powerful shifts within you. You realize that you no longer need to strive, no longer need to earn God's love or approval. It is already given. It has always been there, woven into the very fabric of your being. This realization transforms how you approach your life. You begin to walk with more confidence, knowing that you are never alone, never abandoned, and never unloved. There is a profound peace that comes when you embrace the fact that God's mercy is with you, not just for a moment, but for all of eternity. As you accept God's mercy, you open yourself to the freedom of surrender. Surrender does not mean weakness, but rather an acknowledgement that you do not need to control everything. There is a deep strength in releasing your need to fix every problem, to have all the answers, and to solve every situation. When you surrender to God's mercy, you allow yourself to trust that He is in control, and that He will guide you even through the most difficult circumstances. You no longer carry the heavy weight of trying to do everything on your own, because you know that you are supported, loved, and held by the infinite mercy of God. This mercy is not a distant concept. It is real, it is tangible, and it is yours to receive. The moment you stop fighting against your own imperfections, the moment you let go of the need to prove yourself, you begin to experience God's mercy in its fullness. It fills you with peace, healing, and strength. It gives you the courage to face your challenges with a knowing that you are supported by something far greater than yourself. In this place of surrender, you find that everything you need to move forward is already available to you. The solutions, the wisdom, the direction, all come from the realization that God's mercy is the foundation on which everything else rests. God's mercy is also a reminder that nothing is ever wasted. No matter the mistakes you may have made in the past, no matter the failures or setbacks, His mercy redeems all things. He doesn't hold your past against you. Instead, He uses every experience, every lesson, and every step along the way to shape you into the person you are meant to be. There is no situation so dire, no mistake so large, that God's mercy cannot heal, restore, and transform. His mercy is the ultimate act of redemption, showing you that there is no end to His love for you. When you truly embrace God's mercy, you begin to experience life differently. You no longer see yourself through the lens of your mistakes or limitations, but through the lens of His love and forgiveness. This shift in perspective opens up new possibilities. You begin to realize that no matter how impossible a situation may seem, there is always a way forward, always a path that leads to peace, because you are supported by the boundless mercy of God. This realization helps you to break free from the confines of fear and self-doubt, stepping boldly into the future with the knowledge that you are loved, protected, and empowered. Living with the awareness that God's mercy is always with you transforms not only your relationship with God, but also your relationships with others. As you receive His mercy, you are inspired to show mercy to others. You begin to approach people with more compassion, more understanding, and more grace. The love and mercy you receive from God flow through you to others, creating a ripple effect of kindness and empathy. This is the beautiful cycle of divine mercy. It touches your heart, heals you, and then flows through you to heal the world around you. In every moment of your life, God's mercy is there, waiting for you to embrace it. It is the one constant that never changes, never falters, and never leaves you. It is the ultimate expression of love, always available, always reaching out to you. When you accept this truth, you find yourself living in a state of constant peace, trust, and abundance. You are never alone, never without support, and never without love. God's mercy holds you today, and it will continue to hold you for all of your days. When you fully grasp the depth and power of God's mercy, it becomes a transformative force in your life. The realization that God's mercy is always available, regardless of your circumstances or your imperfections, opens up a new realm of possibilities. In a world where it often feels like everything must be earned, where our worth is measured by our success or failure, God's mercy stands as an unshakable truth. You are enough, just as you are. This understanding brings a profound shift within. It allows you to stop striving and simply rest in the knowledge that you are deeply loved and fully accepted by God, not because of anything you've done, but simply because you are His creation. You don't have to prove your worth. You don't have to be perfect. You are enough. This realization brings an immense sense of freedom. When you stop carrying the weight of needing to earn God's love, something incredible happens. You are free to simply live, to embrace the present moment, and to trust that no matter what happens, God's mercy will always be there, guiding you, protecting you, and lifting you up. This unconditional mercy is the ultimate act of love, one that isn't dependent on your actions or your circumstances. It's a love that exists regardless of what you've done or where you've been. And because of this, you don't have to carry the burden of shame, guilt, or fear of judgment. Instead, you are invited to step into a space of grace, where your past mistakes, your present struggles, and even your doubts are met with forgiveness, acceptance, and love. The beauty of this mercy is that it sees you for who you truly are, beyond your flaws and imperfections. God's mercy doesn't hold your mistakes against you. It is the very thing that redeems them. It's the power that transforms every challenge into a stepping stone and every setback into an opportunity for growth. When you begin to truly accept this mercy, it creates a profound shift in how you approach life. It changes the way you interact with the world and with others. When you walk in the awareness that God's mercy is constantly available to you, you start to see life differently. The heavy burdens of fear, doubt, and insecurity begin to lift, replaced by peace, trust, and confidence. You realize that no matter what you face, you are never alone, never abandoned, and never without help. God's mercy is always there to guide you through life's challenges. You begin to trust in the process, knowing that everything is unfolding for your good. This understanding of mercy brings you to a place of surrender. Surrender doesn't mean giving up, rather, it means releasing the need to control every outcome. It's about trusting that God is in control and that His plan for you is good. When you surrender to God's mercy, you are no longer trying to manipulate the future, control the people around you, or fix every problem. You let go and trust that God will guide you. You stop striving and simply rest in His grace. This is when you begin to experience true peace. It's the peace that comes from knowing that, no matter what happens, God's mercy will always hold you. This is where real growth happens. When you surrender to mercy, you allow God's power to work through you, transforming not just your external circumstances, but your internal world as well. You begin to see yourself as the person God sees you to be: whole, loved, and worthy of His grace. This realization brings immense healing to the soul. It's healing that goes deeper than surface-level actions or thoughts. It's healing that comes from the very essence of who you are, aligning you with the truth of God's love. As you rest in the assurance of God's mercy, your entire outlook on life changes. You no longer carry the burden of self-doubt or guilt. Instead, you walk confidently, knowing that you are loved and supported by a force far greater than yourself. This confidence doesn't come from your own strength or abilities, but from the assurance that you are deeply held by the mercy of God. When you understand that His mercy is with you at all times, you begin to approach life with a sense of calm and trust, knowing that no matter what you face, God is working all things for your good. You can walk through your day with a sense of peace, even in the midst of challenges, because you know that God's mercy is there to lift you up. It's important to recognize that accepting God's mercy doesn't mean that you no longer face challenges. It doesn't mean that you'll never experience hardship or difficulty. What it does mean is that you are not alone in those moments. It means that God's mercy is the foundation on which you stand, no matter what storms may come. When you understand that mercy is a constant, unshakable force in your life, you begin to approach each day with an entirely new perspective. You no longer face challenges with fear or anxiety, but with a sense of trust and calm, knowing that God is with you. His mercy holds you, guides you, and strengthens you. You can be certain that no matter how impossible a situation may seem, His mercy is more than enough to see you through. The power of God's mercy is not just a concept to be understood, it is an active force that you can rely on in every moment. It is the anchor that holds you steady when the world around you seems to be in chaos. God's mercy is more than just a nice idea, it is a tangible, active force in your life. It is the source of your strength, your peace, and your hope. When you rest in the assurance of His mercy, you open yourself up to receive the abundance He has for you. This is when you begin to experience the fullness of life that God intended for you. It is a life filled with love, grace, and peace, regardless of external circumstances. When you live in the awareness of God's mercy, you can face anything, because you know that you are held, supported, and loved at all times. God's mercy is the foundation of your life. It is the rock on which you can stand, unshaken and unafraid. When you begin to understand that God's mercy is ever present, it becomes a transformative force that touches every aspect of your life. This understanding frees you from the constant need to prove your worth or measure your actions against an impossible standard. You no longer live under the burden of striving, of constantly trying to do enough, to be enough. Instead, you can rest in the deep, unshakable truth that God's mercy is not something you have to earn, it is a gift, freely given. It is a power that transcends all understanding and works in ways that are beyond your conscious awareness. You do not have to question your worth or your value, because God's mercy has already embraced you. It is always with you, regardless of your circumstances, your successes, or your failures. When you begin to fully accept this reality, your whole perception of life shifts. You realize that no matter what you've done or what you may face in the future, God's mercy is your constant companion. It is always ready to support you, to catch you when you fall, and to lift you when you feel low. There is no judgment, no condemnation, only love and grace that are constantly working in your favor. The mercy of God isn't something you need to qualify for or wait to receive. It is already present, woven into every part of your being, waiting for you to accept it. It is not about your efforts or your actions, but about trusting in the profound truth that God's love is always extended to you, regardless of where you've been or what you've done. When you let go of the need to earn this love, you open yourself up to receive it in its fullness. This understanding brings immense freedom. It frees you from the weight of perfectionism, from the need to control every outcome, from the pressure to meet the expectations of others. You are no longer defined by your shortcomings or mistakes. You are defined by the mercy of God, a mercy that sees you for who you truly are, whole, beloved, and worthy. This shift in understanding helps you approach each day with confidence, knowing that you are supported by a power far greater than yourself. It is this deep trust in God's mercy that enables you to live without fear. Fear loses its grip because you understand that no matter what comes your way, you are never abandoned. God's mercy will always be there to guide you, to protect you, and to carry you through. You are never alone, never without help, never without love. As you accept God's mercy more fully, it changes how you relate to others. You begin to see them through the same eyes of grace and compassion. You understand that they too are deserving of mercy, that they too are works in progress, just like you. This recognition opens your heart and enables you to offer mercy to others, creating a ripple effect of kindness and understanding. Just as you have been shown mercy, you now extend that same mercy to those around you. You stop holding grudges, stop judging others for their flaws or mistakes, because you understand that we are all in need of God's mercy. This shift transforms not only your relationships, but the way you experience the world. You begin to see everything through the lens of God's mercy, a world full of possibilities, love, and healing. When you allow God's mercy to touch your heart, it transforms you and everything around you. The most profound shift occurs when you realize that God's mercy is not just about receiving, but about aligning yourself with this divine grace. It becomes a way of life. You begin to embody the mercy that has been extended to you, letting it infuse every action, every thought, and every decision. Mercy no longer feels like a distant concept or something abstract, but something that is part of your very essence. You no longer strive to be merciful, you simply are. It becomes natural to offer grace to others, to forgive yourself and others, and to live in a way that is aligned with divine love. The beauty of God's mercy is that it transforms not only your external world, but your inner world as well. It heals old wounds, breaks down barriers, and brings a sense of peace and purpose that can never be shaken. When you live in the awareness of God's mercy, you step into the fullness of your true nature. You become a reflection of that mercy, spreading love, kindness, and understanding wherever you go. There is a power in this realization that changes everything. When you allow God's mercy to hold you, you step into a space of trust and peace. You are no longer the person who fights against life, trying to control every outcome. Instead, you rest in the assurance that God's mercy is working in you and through you. You become a vessel of His grace, allowing His mercy to flow effortlessly into all areas of your life. This surrender doesn't mean passivity, it means trusting in the divine flow, knowing that you are supported in all things. It is in this space that miracles happen. It is in this space that you are able to let go of limitations and experience life in its fullest form. The more you allow God's mercy to embrace you, the more you will realize how deeply you are loved, how profoundly you are supported, and how limitless your potential is. The mercy of God is the key to unlocking your fullest expression in this world. It allows you to move beyond your limitations, to embrace the fullness of who you are, and to step into a life of peace, purpose, and abundance. God's mercy is not a passive force, but a dynamic and active power that works on your behalf. It heals, restores, and guides you to the life you are meant to live. When you open yourself fully to it, you will find that everything you need is already provided, that everything you desire is already on its way. The mercy of God is the most powerful force in the universe, and when you align with it, nothing can stand in your way. When you understand the depth of God's mercy, it transforms the way you see yourself and the world around you. God's mercy is not something you have to earn, but something that is always there, waiting for you to accept. It is available to you in every moment, even when you feel undeserving. This mercy is a gift, a deep assurance that no matter what your circumstances look like, God is always with you, loving you and supporting you. It doesn't matter how far you feel from God or how lost you think you are, His mercy remains steadfast, ever-present, and unconditional. This understanding of mercy frees you from the need to perform or achieve in order to be loved. You don't have to prove yourself worthy because God has already extended His mercy to you. It is your birthright, and all you need to do is recognize and accept it. Once you embrace this truth, you are no longer trapped by guilt or shame. You can let go of the self-judgment that has weighed you down and prevented you from moving forward. When you let God's mercy hold you, it allows you to see yourself through His eyes, free from condemnation. You begin to recognize that your value is not determined by your mistakes or failures. Instead, your worth is rooted in the unconditional love that God has for you. It is through His mercy that you are forgiven, healed, and made whole. You are not defined by your past, but by His grace that is constantly at work in your life. Embracing this truth means that you can forgive yourself, release the guilt, and move forward with peace and confidence. God's mercy also calls you to extend that same grace to others. Just as you have received mercy, you are called to show mercy to those around you. This is a divine law that when you give mercy, you are also allowing yourself to receive more. The more you offer forgiveness, grace, and understanding to others, the more you open yourself up to receive it in return. This is the beauty of mercy. It multiplies. It is a force that grows stronger the more you share it. When you hold on to judgment or resentment, you block the flow of God's mercy in your life. But when you release these negative emotions and extend grace to others, you invite more of God's mercy to flow through you and into your relationships. This act of mercy is not just for others, it is for you too. It heals your own heart, frees you from bitterness, and creates a space for love to flourish. As you embrace the transformative power of God's mercy, you begin to realize that it is not just about your own forgiveness and healing. God's mercy is a force that works through you to heal the world around you. When you live in the awareness of His mercy, it becomes a guiding principle for all your actions. You begin to see everyone, not through the lens of judgment or condemnation, but through the eyes of compassion and understanding. You recognize that everyone, just like you, is deserving of mercy. The more you allow mercy to guide your actions, the more you create an atmosphere of peace, kindness, and healing in your life. It doesn't matter how imperfect the world may seem. When you align with God's mercy, you are able to find peace in the midst of chaos. You become a source of light and love to others, and through that, you begin to see the world around you transform. When you let God's mercy hold you, you are aligning yourself with the greatest force in the universe. This mercy does not leave you empty. It fills you with an unshakable sense of peace and purpose. It allows you to trust that no matter what happens, you are never alone. You are supported by a force far greater than yourself. There is a deep knowing that God's mercy is at work in every area of your life, shaping your future, healing your past, and guiding your present. When you live in the full awareness of this mercy, you can step into each day with confidence, knowing that everything is already taken care of. You don't have to worry or strive for what you need, because God's mercy ensures that all things work together for your good. When you rest in this truth, you release the anxiety, the fear, and the stress that come from trying to control outcomes. Instead, you embrace the flow of life, trusting that it is always unfolding in your favor. It is important to understand that God's mercy is not just a passive force that you receive. It is an active power that moves you into action. When you fully accept the mercy of God, you begin to act from a place of love and grace. You begin to make decisions, not out of fear or insecurity, but out of a deep knowing that you are held and supported by the divine. This awareness changes how you approach your life. No longer are you driven by the need for approval or the fear of failure. Instead, you step into each moment with the confidence that comes from knowing you are never alone, and that God's mercy will guide you through every challenge. As you embrace His mercy, you become a living vessel for His love and grace, radiating peace, joy, and abundance wherever you go. It is this power that transforms everything in your life, turning every moment into an opportunity for growth, healing, and expansion. When you let God's mercy hold you, you unlock the full potential of who you are and step into a life that is filled with boundless possibilities. When you truly understand and accept that mercy is not something you need to earn, it changes your entire approach to life. Mercy is a divine gift that is always available to you, regardless of your actions, your circumstances, or the mistakes you have made. It is the constant assurance that no matter what happens, you are loved, you are accepted, and you are never alone. When you allow this truth to sink into your consciousness, you stop living with the pressure of striving to be perfect. You stop living with the burden of trying to prove your worthiness. Instead, you can relax and simply receive the unconditional love and grace that is always available to you. There is no need to struggle to be good enough, because you already are enough. This understanding opens up a new way of being, where you can let go of shame and guilt and simply rest in the knowledge that you are held in divine mercy, supported every step of the way. The next profound shift happens when you begin to see that God's mercy is not limited to moments of need or despair. It is not something that only comes to you in times of difficulty. Mercy is always available to you, in every moment, whether you are experiencing joy or pain, success or failure. It is not a temporary measure, but a permanent and unshakable reality. When you understand this, you can start to live your life with a sense of peace and assurance, knowing that God's mercy is always at work, guiding you and supporting you, no matter what your circumstances look like. This perspective removes the fear of the unknown, the fear of making mistakes, and the fear of not being enough. It frees you from the anxiety of trying to control everything and allows you to trust that everything will work out for your good. God's mercy is not reactive, but proactive. It works for your benefit in every moment, creating the space for you to be your most authentic self. As you begin to embrace this idea that mercy is a constant, you will also notice a shift in how you relate to others. When you fully accept that you have been shown mercy, you are naturally drawn to extend that same mercy to those around you. You begin to realize that everyone, just like you, is deserving of grace. No one is beyond the reach of mercy. Just as you have been forgiven and embraced in your imperfection, so too are others. This understanding brings a sense of compassion and understanding that was not there before. You no longer hold on to grudges or resentments, because you recognize that holding on to these negative emotions only blocks the flow of mercy in your own life. When you extend mercy to others, you are not doing so out of obligation, but out of the deep knowing that you have been shown mercy, and it is only natural to share it. This act of mercy is not just for the benefit of others, it is for you too. When you forgive, when you extend grace, you free your own heart from bitterness and resentment, and you allow yourself to experience the peace that comes with living in alignment with divine mercy. Mercy doesn't just heal your relationships with others, it transforms your relationship with yourself. When you realize that God's mercy is not contingent on your perfection, it opens the door to self-compassion. You no longer need to beat yourself up for mistakes or shortcomings. Instead, you can extend the same grace to yourself that God extends to you. This is not about excusing poor behavior or complacency, but about understanding that your value is not determined by your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not the sum of your mistakes. You are a beloved child of God, deserving of love, forgiveness, and grace. When you learn to treat yourself with this compassion, it becomes easier to forgive others, because you are no longer holding yourself to impossible standards. The weight of guilt and self-criticism lifts, and you can begin to live with a sense of lightness and freedom. It is only when you embrace this mercy within yourself that you can fully step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. Understanding and accepting mercy opens the door to profound transformation. When you recognize that you are held in God's mercy, it becomes impossible to remain stuck in old patterns of fear, guilt, and shame. The power of mercy brings healing in every area of your life. It releases the past and allows you to step into a new future, free from the limitations that once held you back. You no longer have to fight against life or struggle to make things happen. Instead, you rest in the truth that everything is working out in your favor. Mercy transforms your mindset, shifting you from a place of lack and limitation to a place of abundance and possibility. It opens your heart to new opportunities, new relationships, and new experiences. Mercy works like a powerful magnet, drawing into your life all that is good, all that is aligned with your highest purpose. As you embrace and live in this awareness, you will see how your world begins to change. Things that once seemed impossible become attainable. Doors that were once closed open wide, and opportunities that you could not have imagined before now come to you effortlessly. The beauty of mercy is that it works beyond what you can see or understand, always unfolding in the best way possible. When you allow mercy to become the foundation of your life, it changes everything. You stop living in a state of fear, struggle, and striving. Instead, you live with the peace and assurance that comes from knowing that mercy is always at work in your life, guiding you, healing you, and transforming you. With this understanding, you can rest in the confidence that no matter what comes your way, God's mercy will always be there to hold you. This truth brings healing, peace, and a deep sense of security, allowing you to walk through life with confidence, knowing that everything is already taken care of. Mercy is not a passive force, but an active power that is at work in your life, transforming everything it touches. It allows you to step into your true potential, knowing that you are loved, supported, and guided every step of the way. When you embrace mercy, you unlock the fullness of life and the abundance that is your birthright. When you allow yourself to fully accept the idea that you are already whole, you unlock the key to infinite potential. Many people live their lives believing that they need to attain something outside of themselves to feel fulfilled. They think they need to acquire a certain material possession, achieve a particular status, or gain validation from others. But the truth is, you are already complete as you are. Your worth is inherent, not based on external conditions. When you realize this truth, you stop looking outside yourself for validation or approval. Instead, you begin to tap into the immense power within. By simply acknowledging that you are enough, you step into alignment with the life you desire. This is not about self-improvement or striving to become someone different. It is about realizing that you have always been exactly who you need to be to manifest the life you desire. You have the power to shape your reality from the inside out, and it begins by recognizing the truth of your inherent worth and power. It is essential to understand that the outer world is a reflection of the inner world. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs create the reality that you experience. When you change your inner world, your outer world must follow suit. This understanding shifts your focus from external circumstances to the inner workings of your mind. You begin to realize that everything you see in your life, whether it's success or struggle, is a direct reflection of the beliefs you hold within. Therefore, if you want to see change in your outer world, you must first transform your inner world. This transformation begins with the thoughts you choose to entertain. Instead of dwelling on fear, doubt, or lack, you consciously choose thoughts that align with the life you want to experience. By consistently choosing empowering thoughts, you begin to shift your vibration, and the external world starts to reflect those changes. It is a law of nature, as within, so without. You have the power to create a new reality by first changing the way you think. The ability to stay in alignment with your vision is what sets successful manifestors apart from those who struggle. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't seem to be moving in the direction you desire. But true success comes from persistence and the ability to stay aligned with your vision, no matter what. This means continuing to hold the vision of your desired outcome, even when things seem uncertain. It means trusting the process and knowing that everything is unfolding in divine timing. By holding firm to your vision, you send a powerful signal to the universe that you are committed to your desires. When you stay aligned with your vision, you begin to attract the people, opportunities, and circumstances that are in harmony with it. Alignment is not just about wishing for something to happen, it's about embodying the feeling of already having what you desire and allowing the universe to work with you. Trust that every step you take, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your ultimate goal. One of the most powerful ways to create your desired reality is through gratitude. Gratitude is not just a feel-good emotion, it is a powerful frequency that aligns you with the energy of abundance. When you practice gratitude, you are sending a message to the universe that you appreciate everything you already have, and you are open to receiving more. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you don't have to what you already have, and this shift in perspective opens the door for more blessings to flow into your life. The act of being grateful is a powerful signal that you are in a state of abundance, not scarcity. It reinforces the belief that there is always enough, and that your desires are already on their way. By practicing gratitude daily, you create a magnetic energy that attracts more of what you want. Gratitude amplifies your desires and speeds up the manifestation process. It is one of the simplest yet most powerful tools you have at your disposal. When you apply these principles to your life, you begin to shift your reality in profound ways. It starts with the recognition that you are already whole and powerful. From there, you begin to change your thoughts, beliefs, and responses to align with the life you desire. Through self-awareness, conscious choice, alignment with your vision, and gratitude, you create the life you want, and the world around you begins to reflect those changes. You are not at the mercy of circumstances, you are the creator of your circumstances. When you understand this truth, you step into your power and take full responsibility for the reality you are creating. With this mindset, you become unstoppable, and nothing can stand in the way of your success. The realization that you are the creator of your reality is both liberating and empowering. When you embrace the truth that your inner world shapes your outer world, you unlock the power to transform your life. By shifting your thoughts, beliefs, and responses to align with your highest vision, you become an active participant in the manifestation process. The key to creating the life you desire lies in understanding that you are already whole and capable, and that everything you need is within you. Through conscious choice, persistence, self-awareness, and gratitude, you can remain in alignment with your desires and attract the circumstances, people, and opportunities that support your journey. You are not a passive observer of life, you are its creator. As you step into your full potential, you will begin to see how your life shifts to reflect the abundance, success, and fulfillment you have always had the power to manifest.